When I was 12 years old, my older brother brought home an electric guitar, and this changed my life. I became so fascinated with the music creation process, learning music, and doing it yourself. Very quickly, I began to learn songs on the guitar that I liked, that I heard on the radio. I used to have cassettes of my favorite songs, rewind, play, and basically teach myself melodies and how to play the guitar. Eventually, I played in my brother's band where we played gigs, we played out, and recorded our first album by the time that I was 16 years old. This opened up the world to me about the recording process, and it just blew my mind that you can record and manipulate music. During my undergraduate studies, I signed up for the first music technology degree at the university. During one of those summers, there was a 2-week program to learn the recording process with Bruce Swedien. Bruce is legendary to music recording. He's worked with Quincy Jones, Michael Jackson, and countless others. His techniques shaped and developed the way that pop music sounds today. During one of the exercises, the students were able to play their mixes in front of the class and in front of Bruce. And I remember sitting in the back of this auditorium, and one of the students was playing a recording they did using folk musicians, really good musicians. It was a nice song. At the end of it, Bruce stops the machine, turns around and says, "Well, what are your thoughts?" And I shouted out, "That sounds like music." He said, "Bingo." It was right there where I understood the importance of using technology to make the song sound like music. When Apple announced that they were supporting spatial audio, basically Dolby Atmos for music, I knew that this was the future, and I had to learn quick, I had to learn fast, and I needed to adapt to it. So as soon as Dolby released the Dolby Atmos renderer software, I installed it on my computer and started playing around with it with headphones. My wife and I discussed this and realized that this was the next step in our evolution forward, so we made the investment to go all the way. Mixing in Dolby Atmos is nothing like mixing in stereo, because you have this amazing palette. You're basically in this cone of sound where you can move instruments in front of you, around you, behind you, above you, and it's such an awesome experience. When you take an arrangement like Bohemian Rhapsody from Queen and you separate the vocals and you have this amazing immersive experience, you get an idea that, man, if these guys had the technology 40 years ago, these are the kinds of mixes they would have produced back in the day. But now we have that opportunity to take classic albums, classic songs, remaster them in immersive audio. And for producers and music arrangers, this gives them the ability to create music with the surround sound mixing in mind. As an engineer, it's always been a pleasure for me to work with new artists. It's always such a gratification when their song idea sounds like music. Remember, that's the thing that I told Bruce Swedien, this song sounds like music, and he said, bingo. And that's exactly that I try to achieve with every single song that I mix.